How's it going, everyone? This is TJ Kuno. Just want to show off my personal rig, codenamed the B.A.Beast. Alright, I just recently finished installing a water cooling system, so this is perhaps absolutely new compared to the old video I had. It's an XSPC single bay reservoir, and I also added a AFT Professional Series Pro 55U memory card reader, so when I'm doing videos like this, all I gotta do is pop in the memory card and away I go. I've kept the ASUS 24X DVD burner in the case, and I put the Memorex 32X CD-ROM drive into an external enclosure, so I can still burn DVDs and CDs in their own proper drives. In the first drive bay, I have my boot drive, which is in a Patriot Wildfire 120 gigabyte SSD. On the bottom, we have a 1 terabyte Western Digital Black Series mechanical drive. That's where my media and storage. Over here, I have a dual bay Vantec external enclosure connected through eSATA, and it's housing a 640 gigabyte and a 500 gigabyte Western Digital hard drives. Okay, continuing on to the inside. I've already took out the side panel so you can see inside. Up top here, I'll just zoom out right there. Here we go. Up top, I have 4 APEVA 200mm case fans, blue LEDs of course, and in between them, as they're doing push-pull configuration, on a 400mm Phobia Extreme radiator. Alright, and over here I left the stock Cooler Master 140mm case fan. Instead of going out, it's now an intake, and there's a filter on the inside so it filters out the dust and in the air. I have a Heat Killer Revision 3.0 AMD water block, which is cooling an AMD Phenom 2 X6 a 1055T, which is overclocked to 4.06 gigahertz, stable. Here's a Kingston blue LED RAM cooling fan. Underneath, it's cooling 32 gigabytes of 1866 G.SKILL RAM. And there's the side panel view. Okay. This is probably my best work in cable management thus far. In my previous video, I had 2 gigabyte WindForce GTX 580s, but I returned them and I exchanged them for 3 EVGA for the Win Hydro Copper 2 GTX 580s. They are all running at 930 megahertz, water cooled. And to power this whole system up, I swapped out the 1200 watt Thermaltake power supply for a Thermaltake 1500 watt Toughpower power supply. Over here we have a 140mm Phobia G-Changer Extreme radiator with 2 140mm Cougar fans in push-pull configuration. And right here I have a Phobia Phobia 1200 or Phobia 400 12 volt pump. So as you see here, let's see. So as far as airflow goes, okay, so I have the side fan from the side panel intake, and that's an intake, and everything else is exhaust and exhaust, so there's no hot air flowing inside the case. It's all cool air going up and out of the case, when the hot blowing through the radiators to cool everything. Okay. Over here This is not only some cool LEDs, but it's also a bits power X station cooling after module. So after I turn off my PC, my water cooling system still runs after the system's shut down. So for those of you who are gearheads, it's kind of like a turbo timer for those of you who have turbos in your cars. So yep, and this is my drain line. So I've learned from my first go around, always have a drain line, so in case there's a leak, you can quickly drain the line so that you can screw in the leak or fix the leak or wherever it's going. And taking an idea from Tiny Tom Logan's CKC build, I've hidden the first line out from the bay to behind the drive rack, so it goes down and out into this little splitter that goes one way to the drain line and into the pump on the other side, and then it goes from this radiator over here and to the first intake on the bottom graphics card. And you're probably wondering why I have it set up like this. I wanted to have all my components to be cooled just with cold water, or yeah, cold water, instead of that's like having the heat coming from the second card, and then the third, and then whatnot, and going up. I don't want any heat transfer to the next components. I just want them all cooled at the same time in parallel. That's what parallelism. That's what I've read up was called. And it goes, and they meet up all the exhaust right here in this Y splitter, and it goes into the 400 Extreme radiator right up here. Then from the radiator it goes back to the bay reservoir. Okay, and the way I have my GTX 580 set up is these two cards are running an SLI at 16x at piece. This one is just dedicated as a graphics card, dedicated physics card, my bad. A dedicated physics, and it's on a 4x lane, so there's no way I can do triple SLI, but it doesn't really matter. I'm pretty happy with this. It's just as a dedicated physics card, so I can run like Batman Arkham Asylum with very little slowdown or hiccups. I'll be doing some videos later on showing different games, running benchmarks, and having an on-screen display showing what my frame rates are with them. If you can see this little guy right here, that's my Haupaugge video capture card. So when I'm recording from my Xbox, I can just capture it straight in and whatnot. Motherboard is still the 990FX Extreme 4 by ASROCK. Such a trooper. My only gripe with it so far is the location of the you can't even see it on here, of the USB 3.0 port, which is stuck somewhere underneath there. Can't really see from here, but since I put a third graphics card, it blocks off that port, so I can't utilize that USB 3.0 24 pin or 20 pin port to connect up my front USB 3.0 ports to it. So I gotta use a pass-through, which can be shown through that little dongle here. Yeah. So that's pretty much my rig. If you guys got any questions or want to comment and rate, let me know, or post in the bottom. Thanks for checking it out, and you guys have a good day.